family. Welcome to another edition of Thorough Black Talk with your sister Keisha, your brother Tad, and your brother Ashe SJ will be joining us shortly, along with our regular correspondents, Brother Blacksmith and Sister Marcia will be joining us a little later as well. I hope you all are doing well. Sorry we couldn't be with you last week, but we had some technical difficulties that were beyond our control, and it almost ran into the same situation tonight. But thankfully, we are all black with you again. I appreciate each and every one of you joining us on a weekly basis, sharing and discussing the information with your friends and family. Tonight will be our last broadcast for the year of 2022. We are on vacation and assignments um, in the next few weeks, so we will not be able to join you every week until um, the month of February. We will be off the air until the month of February. We will be back the beginning of Black History Month. We have some things to work out, and it's going to take time and energy, and we have to give our all to that. On top of, as I said, we have community assignments that we are obligated to, and so we got to do those things. Anyway, again, a lot of things have been happening since we were off. I see your president and your joint Congress have agreed to continue to fund Ukraine in their fight against Russia. Um, One of the things that you should know is that President Zelensky is a nutcase. He is racist. He is um, mentally disturbed, and the elected officials or selected officials that you all elected have agreed to continue funding him. But when it comes to Black people, when it comes to African Americans, there is no funding available for reparations. We have to wait for a committee to study. We've been waiting for a committee to study reparations for almost 30 years. That's ridiculous. But anybody with pale skin or an allegiance to U.S. government can immediately get help, immediately get reparations, immediately Okay, family, I think we back up and running. Thank you all for your patience. Again, like I said, we've been having a lot of issues. Right now I'm trying to get brother Ashe in here, so just give me a second, family. Let me just send him a copy so he's in. We'll get him in. Can everybody hear me? Can I get a one in the chat? If everybody can hear me, if you can hear me, put a one in the chat, please. And I will get my brother Ashe in here ASAP. Everybody hear me, yes or no? I don't see nothing. Let me get a one in the chat if you can hear me. All right, I see it. I see it. I see it. All right. So now we're going to bring in, give me a second, family. Let me get brother Ashe in here. It's crazy. They messing with us. I tell you, boy, we start messing with these people, they trying to mess with us. You see what I'm talking about? Trouble. But I love trouble. You know what I'm saying? I love trouble. Hold on. Give me 60 seconds, family. 60 seconds. All right, here we go. And brother Ashe will be coming in here. So again, like I said, when it comes to us, you know, we gotta beg. We gotta wait for a committee. We gotta wait for a commission to study over 30 years. Like that makes absolutely no sense. So it really deeply disturbs me. And like I said, it is the selected politicians previously selected for you to choose from, and they are offering us nothing in return. Right now, you have New York City Mayor Eric Adams complaining to U.S. Congress and President Joe Biden that he needs additional funding to help deal with the financial strain in allowing these illegal migrants to come into New York City to reside. Now, today it was reported that, you know, New York City mayor and other cities will be receiving funding from the federal government to help stave off some of these costs. Now, in my humble opinion, it should come out of the mayor's personal pocket because you're the one who said bring them here. You're the one who opened your fat mouth when you should have been quiet and minding your own business and dealing with the city of New York. But no, you wanted to be super Negro and say, we'll take them over here, knowing full well it was just reported also that New York City's homeless is almost 100,000 people who are homeless in the city of New York. And this is prior before he agreed to allow Ukrainians to come in here and migrants to come in here. Now, if you had housing assistance, and funding for those people to come in, you could have provided adequate housing for the homeless here in the city of New York prior to that. So when these people tell you, oh, we don't have money for reparations, that's a bunch of BS because they got money for everything and everybody else. I got a problem with that. I got a serious problem with that. And so when I see President Zelensky coming into the U.S. Congress to speak before the joint sessions, I got a problem with that. To me, Ukraine is mini Israel. That's a mini Israel right now. I got a problem with that. So, what I'm gonna do is let me see if I can get Ashe in here. Let me see. Hold on. Here we go. Let me see. All right. Can everybody still hear me or not? I think. All right. Here we go. Here we go. They play internet service tonight. But I'm gonna try to do this. Anyway, a video surfaced of President Zelensky um, a few days ago. I think this was actually a few months ago, but now it's video in heels. And this is the person that's getting your tax dollars. This is the person that's getting your tax dollars. Hold on. So you got this dude dancing around in heels. This is the president of Ukraine who's in the middle of a war. These are the people who are getting your tax dollars, and nobody got a problem with all of this. Now, another one, recently elected Republican Congressman George Santos out of New York City. Now it's been reported that he had fabricated his whole resume, where he went to school, where he was employed. He was allegedly married to a woman, divorced her 2 weeks before he announced his campaign, and this is sickening. And like I say, divorced her 2 weeks before the campaign, then came out saying he is an openly gay man. So, these are nuts that y'all voting for. These is a bunch of nuts and crazies. And this is why I advocate abstaining from the vote until we have a viable independent candidate. Because you cannot win with this duopoly. And you have to ask yourself, with all of these mainstream media outlets who allow these politicians to spew nonsense over their media airwaves, no one questions the nonsense that they're spewing. And no one even asks, well, if this is democratic, if the process is really democratic, why we never hear from independent candidates? Why? Why do they kick them out of debates? They're not invited to main debates. They are not allowed to come before parishioners in churches. They are not allowed to um, promote themselves in media campaign ads in these United States without being mocked. I find all of this stuff problematic. This is serious business. So I don't know. I don't know what you all want to do, but like I said, I am absolutely done with the process. Until we can change it, allow it to fall and enact anew, or we put ourselves behind an independent candidate who will toe the party line and give us what we want within the first 100 days. And that's any office. That's any office, not just presidential, any office. You have to abstain. I don't understand, the logic in continuing to win within a duopoly. It's just totally ridiculous. But like I said, tonight, we're going to talk about some of the things that happened in 2022. Look forward to 2023. We're going to talk about some of our in history, um, and some encouraging words coming from into 2023. Again, this will be our last broadcast for the remaining of the year, and then we will return in February. Let me give some shout outs real quick. I see my sister Marcia in the background getting ready to come in here. So we're going to give her a few minutes, and Brother Ashe will be joining us in a minute. Shout out to Aunt Marie on the check-in. Always, always. I see y'all this weekend. I'll see y'all this weekend for real. Farnessa, Sister Farnessa on the check-in. Good to see you. Good to see you. Miss Oil Lady. You already know who that is. Peace and greetings. Happy to see you as well. Big Russ on a check-in piece. Financial Unity. Sister Angela on the check-in. Shout out to you. Um, okay. All right, good, 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 good. And also tonight, we're going to drop the link in the chat. We're going to give you guys a chance to come on live with us. Give us your perspectives on the year of 2022 and what you look forward to in 2023. You don't have to open up your cameras, but you do have to open your microphone so everybody can hear you, okay? So we'll be dropping that in the link. And Sister Marcia, give me an up and down shake with your head if you're ready. You ready? All right. Here we go. We got Sister Marcia on the check-in. What's up, Sister Marcia? How you feeling?
I am feeling blacktastic. What a wonderful day. Today was a day of celebration and remembrance. An elder has, left her mark, as they say. And so I was pleased that I was able to meet her and know her for the past 5 years. And it was a really wonderful celebration of life. And with that, how has your life been, sis? It's been a minute since we checked in with each other. So, how are things going with you?
Good. I'm looking forward to a vacation. I
Where are
think
you going?
I can't tell.
Oh, okay.
I can't tell.
I'm going somewhere too.
Not on these airways. You won't rob me.
I'm going somewhere too.
I know that's right.
Let
Where
that
you
be
going?
known.
Where you
I'm going
going?
home. I'm going home.
Okay, I hear that. That's what's up.
Yeah,
IET on the
yeah,
check-in.
yes,
I hear
yes.
that.
So I'm
And also,
excited for you and your travels, wherever you may be, landing. May it be safe. May it be wonderful. May you have a wonderful, wonderful time. You know, I had a great time in Jamaica. It was a very interesting space
Agua.
to be in, but they do hail the queen with such regard. It was very interesting.
Tell us about that, sis.
So, I went on an excursion, and the tour guide, I must say, despite her love for the queen, was really informative about a lot of things that is happening in her country. So that was really fun. The water, I went on this boat ride, and the water was not our friend. And so, as the water is not our friend, I end up meeting these women from Haiti, and so we're talking about the water, and I'm like, oh, I would never have a home on the water. And she was like, oh, the water's so beautiful and stuff like that. I was like, the water is untamed. It's like a beast within itself. Like there's just if it wants to rage, it's gonna rage in the worst ways. And then she goes and says, oh, you're one of those people. You believe in those witch locks and warlocks and witches stuff, right? With the water. I tell you, she sucked the life out of me when she said those words. I was so disappointed, not just because she was Haitian, but just the concept of it all. Everything that's African is devilish, and everything that's European is right. And I just can't believe in these 2023 years that people are still thinking this way. And I get it. I know we have a long road ahead of us, but when can we change? Because we see that the dominant system has not been working for us. It's always keeping us oppressed. It's always keeping us in a state of craziness. But needless to say, we go up to Dunn's River
My
Falls
thing
and
is to
mhm.
say that, and yes, go ahead, sis.
No, you were breaking up. No, you continue to say that.
Yeah, I'm not surprised of your experience with those who love the queen over there. Um, I don't know which parish you were in, but certain parishes are even more in depth with the Queen than others. Um, Parishes like what I guess what tourists or foreigners will call Montego Bay, um, or Negril. We know them. Those who go back often or familiar with the island itself. We know Montego Bay to be St. James Parish, and you know, even the dialect is a little bit different in those parishes. I know you all know about the furniture and home goods store, Pier One, and it's crazy that even the dialect is just crazy to me. But I'm not surprised. As I said many times before, of the business district of Kingston. It has one of the largest churches in the church. With that experience that you had, so it is what it is.
It is what it is. And one of the
It's the
other things
same
is,
with people here.
yeah,
Same with
so
people here who love the president, who love the process of this political duopoly that we live in. It's the same.
yes,
Go ahead.
yes. And so the sister was, she continued to tell us that, patois is the most spoken language here, but because of the Spaniards' influence and tourism and building up the country for us, that they will be now learning, primary school will now be learning Spanish as its second language. And I was like, okay, so you're okay with them. And I asked her, I was like, so you're okay with them making you workers instead of them saying, okay, we'll teach you management skills, we'll build out a tier for you to be owners of these resorts or institutions that are here. But no, you're okay with them saying, you can learn the language, but you can't learn how to run a business.
There is in the Grill Parish. I gotta use the common language so y'all know what I'm talking about. But there is one very large resort in the Grill, and it's called the Grill Tree House, and it's owned by a black woman, right? And so, actually, she is an American who married a Jamaican in the 80s. And I believe she was an administrator here for the city. I think. I can't remember. But anyway, she opened her own resort. And so, even in traveling abroad, I talk to a lot of people who go to and from the island. They stay at the Sandals or Iberia Star. These places that are, believe it or not, a lot of them are owned by Spanish people.
Yes.
So, but no one wants to stay in the Grill Treehouse. No, a lot of people don't even know about it, and the resort is popping. It's popping over there. But again, I'm not surprised. It's no different than it is here and many other
Absolutely.
places. We can't seem to
Absolutely.
let go of the nut sack of the Yarugu.
Yes. Yes. We
Did you
can't
get to see
see.
any? Did you get to see any rented dread huts over there?
No, no, no. I
Wow.
didn't go. I
Glad you
didn't
didn't
go.
see
I didn't go too many places. The only, I was only able to do one excursion because I went there for my sister's wedding. And so, my time was dedicated to her and her family. But the Dunn's River is so spectacular. Um,
it. It is.
and I was just at awe at the majesty of nature, and the majesty of water. So I felt like going back to that lady and was like, you see what water could do? This is what water could do. And you want to play with water. Don't play with water. Don't play with things that you don't know nothing of. But I held my tongue to enjoy my trip because who wants to be wrapped up in negative emotions when you're supposed to be having a joyous time? But I say all this to also let you know that I drowned in John Rivers Falls. I literally baptized
You
myself.
came down the fall with your mouth open. What happened?
Girl, I need to share this video with you. It is so hilarious. The man tells you what's going to happen when you go down. And, I'm just but 4'11", right? So I go down, and the only thing you see are my two legs dangling. Like, where's my body? And all I hear is someone saying, stand up already. You're alive. You're alive. So now I think I'm really like in 9 feet of water. So I'm like, oh my God, I can't get up. I can't get up. When I stand up and the water's like right here to my chest, I'm like, that is not right. That is so But I couldn't stop laughing at myself. I had such a good time. And I said, you know what? That was just the ancestors baptizing me and telling me that you're home again. And everywhere that you put your foot is your home. Claim it so that we can help you push forward. And that's my takeaway from Jamaica. That everywhere people are asleep, and everywhere you lay your foot, you can embark, even for a second, a little awakening words to someone. And I hope that the people that were listening to me heard me clearly.
I'm glad you had an experience there. That's like a second home for me. So next time you go, you let me know, and I have some people come and get you and take care of you and show you how to get
Okay.
around the city, not the tourist
Okay.
way, but the real way.
Okay. Do I have to pay $170 to cross
No,
the Beijing highway?
no, no. Did you get a chance
Because
to see Mandela Highway?
no, no. All I
Mandela
saw.
Highway. It depends on where you're at. Mandela Highway runs from Kingston to the countryside. So if you're going to the suburbs like Portmore, or you're going
No,
to
so
Ocean Rios, you
I
can.
was in Montego Bay, and so they show us the highway that the Chinaman built. They didn't call it the Beijing Highway, but despite I knew it, I asked. She didn't answer me. I was
Mhm.
like, "Is this what they call the Beijing Highway?" She just looked at me like, "What you talking about?" Well, you're not
Mhm.
supposed to say that. But to hear that it's $170 or something like that to cross the highway, U.S. So a
Nah.
hundred and what dollars? She was like, yeah. So from here, you go to Montego Bay, and it's about 3 hours. But if you take the regular road, it's about 4 hours. I'll pay the regular way. I'm not paying 100 and some odd dollars US to cross a roadway for an hour less time. That
But
doesn't
you
make any
see, we
sense.
we from New York, so we're not going for the BS. It's not gonna rock with us. It's not gonna rock
Absolutely.
with us. As a
Absolutely.
matter of fact, like I said, there is a place that I frequent when I go to 7 Mile when I'm down that way. It's a ice cream shop, bakery, all around hangout place that I frequent when I'm there, and they don't even call me by my name, Keisha, no more. They be like, "What's up, Brooklyn? Brooklyn is here," because they know it is what it is. Like everybody on that strip know me as Brooklyn.
Nice.
Nobody never
Nice.
called me Keisha. You know what I'm saying? It's just
Nice.
Brooklyn. So it's good to engage with the locals as opposed to going anywhere that you go. Anywhere
Right.
that you go,
Right.
would
Right.
encourage you, or not to be so daggone scared of everything,
Right.
especially when you're from an urban city here in the United States. We already know what time it is, and real recognize real. Nobody gonna bother you.
Right.
I get on the city bus and go where I need to go when I'm out there.
Right. Right.
You know what I'm saying? One
Yeah.
time I remember I was in Rasta Town, and we had met this physician at a hotel we were staying at. This is many years ago, and I had took off to meet some friends of mine, that moved back home. So I went to their house, and the physician was asking my husband, your wife, she just take off by herself. My husband said, don't ask me no questions about my wife. Number one, number two, she know how to run these streets better than I do. So that's what it is. But I'm glad that you had that time with you. I see we got our brother Ashe SJ on the check-in. Good to see the fire
Yes.
guard in the building. But for me, going into 2023, it's about continuing the process. This is why I'm not saying, where I'm going. Um, Saturday is my 23rd wedding anniversary. We've been together, 25 years. So we're going to spend some time together as we normally do. Then I'm going to spend some time with my grandson, and then it's off to do me. But
Nice.
Fire God Ashe SJ is in the building. What's up with you, Ashe?
Yo, what's good, man? That's an amazing feat for one. That to she said 23 years. Oh man, that's a beautiful thing, man. That's a goal, and I wish y'all many more. But I know the brother, and I know you, and I know how
He's
y'all
right
rock.
behind me.
Hey, what's up, brother?
Yo,
Peace.
Rohan.
See what
Yeah,
I'm talking about?
that's
You
amazing.
on you on the back.
Peace.
Yo, 23.
Keeping her safe.
Yeah,
23 years.
that's special, right, sis?
Yeah,
Listen, I
23
want
years
that.
on
I
Saturday.
want that. You know what? We all deserve that, right? We all deserve to grow with someone that long and truly build something spectacular for ourselves. That's what we deserve. But it takes the
Absolutely.
dedication. It takes dedication to do something like that. And I admire you. So, big sis, lay down some of that energy on me so I can find a brother that's going to be willing to lay down 175,000 million years with me like that brother behind you is.
Wow.
Will do. And he wearing the family reunion t-shirt too. So you know what it is. You know
yep.
what it is. A true
He's ready
story.
to
And
work.
while he's standing here, true story. When we first when you first asked me to marry you, we
Yeah.
went over to Brenda's house. And what happened with Uncle Dragon and Uncle Buddy and them? What they do with you?
I got interrogated, man.
You
I got
heard?
interrogated.
So I thank my family. I know Uncle Jesse is watching. I'll see you this weekend as well. Shout out to cousin Joanne. I see you. I see y'all all this weekend. But it's definitely work. It's definitely an understanding. Like I said many times, you have to allow each other the space to grow. No one is ever the same. You guys ain't the same that you were 25 years ago.
That's
So
sure.
you have to understand that in relationships, dynamics change, feelings change, circumstances change. But you have to understand that, you blood in and blood out. We ride with each other. That is what it is. We'll work it out. Again, he said, I ain't going nowhere. It's like a game. We blood in and blood out.
Nice. Nice.
That's what's up, man. And yo, I would say too, I mean, a lot of people get into relationships and they don't know themselves first, So I think that's very important. Like you definitely have to have a full knowledge of self and know who you are and your tendencies and things that you like and things you don't like before you get into
Hmm.
a relationship. Because a lot of people get into relationships before they know themselves and they end up learning themselves in relationships. And then they learn that the new person that they are, the person that they really been all along that they just found out about, is not complementary to the person that they with in the relationship right there. So it's very
Right.
important to know yourself first and then go down that road, And a lot of people, we so quick because we don't want to be lonely. Look,
Hmm.
solitude
Hmm.
is very important sometimes. You
Hmm.
gotta have that
Hmm.
solitude before him because once you jump into a relationship like Keisha and Rohan, listen, you ain't got no more solitude at all. Look at that.
Right.
Keisha can't even do a show without Rohan over her shoulder right now. Look at it. Oh my
I
God.
give it. I give that. Okay. For new couples or whatever, if you want to be together, a song that I gave to her was Ted Pendergrass. Be sure.
Oh, be sure.
Yeah, be sure.
Okay. Yeah, he
Yeah.
said, listen to Teddy Pendergrass's "Be Sure."
And you find
Okay,
it.
Okay. Okay.
that's
Yeah.
homework.
I totally agree with you, Ashe, in terms of knowing yourself and ready to understand who you are, you know? But I also think part of the things in relationships that we may not do is be willing to grow with a person. We're not willing to share our growing pains. And again, that may come with not loving ourselves enough first to be able to share those things with someone else. So, in it's very important to share, you know, even there's no other way for us to continue on. Even in the struggle of Black life, we don't like to share things. You know, someone is a devil in the family. Oh, only two people in the family know that they're a devil. The other 99 people just think that, oh, Uncle Bobby is great when
Right.
Uncle Bobby is a devil. But because we refuse to share, which means that we can't grow. And I think that stagnation is what's killing us and stifling us right now as a people.
Hmm.
Definitely. So again, family, I wish that for everyone. To find someone who you can grow with, who you can build with, who understands you and you understand them, and not be afraid to take chances. Never let other people get in your ear. As Ashe said, learn yourself and
Mhm.
learn your partner. Don't look at what Rowan and I have going on. What we have going on works for us. You have to figure out what works for you and stick to that. So I wish that in 2023 for everybody. My Aunt Marie and Uncle Jesse just tied the knot, and they were together for many, 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 many years. Um, and that's a beautiful thing. Um, so again, I wish that for each and every one of you. I wanted to ask you, who are some of your most notable people in history that made a positive change in your lives? We'll start with Sister Marcia.
For this year or for my lifetime?
For any time, it could be current, someone current, or someone who is no longer with us in the physical realm, but someone who has touched your spirit, help make you a better woman.
So recently, I've been doing some studies on Amy Ashford Garvey and what she was able to do in London. And it amazes me that we unfortunately don't talk about the Amys of Garvey because both of these phenomenal women did phenomenal things either with their husband or without him, and we don't give them enough accolades. And, you know, I used to say it in passing, like, oh, so January 31st, right? No, December 31st is Dr. Ben's December 30th or something like that. But between the 31st and the 1st of the end of the year and the beginning of the year is Dr. Ben's born day, Dr. Henry Clark's born day, and also Amy Garvey's, right? Amy second Garvey, Amy Jacques Garvey's born day. And we talk about the great men, but we hardly talk about the great women. And so years ago, I know I spoke to an elder in our community, and I was like, "Why don't we talk about Amy? You know, we have all these pictures celebrating Dr. Ben and Dr. Clark, but why are we not doing the same for Amy?" Well, if you want it, you have to do it. And I'm like, okay, I hear that part, but at the same time, where is the reverence for the women in the struggle? And I feel like for the past 200 years, there has been phenomenal women in our struggle that we don't talk about. And so this year I really looked into the women and even looked into the women of my own family. And what astonishes me is the courage and the fortitude that they had for their family and for their people, and also how silent everyone is, both male and female, are to their attributions to our community. And for 2023 and beyond, I hope and I pray that we will be more genuous to the works of the women, because it is silent. And without women complementing the men, our struggle will continue to be a struggle. And if we don't want to struggle anymore, we need to learn to work together. And like Ashe was saying, learning your partner, learning what you offer each other, because it's very, very important. So yeah, it's the women. And my grandma, my grandmother was the last of 14 children, and her sisters, she was the first one, the only one educated. So she knew how to read and write. And she raised her sister's children. And the love and admiration that they had for my grandmother, I didn't understand it then, but now as I continue to grow and become wise, I totally get why they appreciated her so much and what she did for them. And I pray that people that have difficult times find someone to care for them just as much. And to see that I went to a life celebration today to hear that that same woman, Mrs. Lillian Floyd, was that same person for other people. So I appreciate that. I want to be that person for other people too. Yeah. That's my aspiration.
That's what's up. That's what's up. And congratulations to Sister Marie Raymond, 23 years. Her sweetheart, 30 years plus. That's what I'm talking about. Yeah, Aunt Marie and Uncle Jesse, 37 years. This is where I get it from. This is where I get it from. I'm telling you. I'm telling you. Brother Ashe, who are some of your famous people in history and why?
Well, not famous, but I would have to say for me it would be my mother. Um, my mother is somebody that has always supported me. And me and my mom's, we had a very interesting relationship because we was always tight like this. But when I became an adolescent and into my young teenage years, actually not even my young, probably my mid-teenage years, I started acting up. I started being a knucklehead. And me and my mom actually grew distance between each other. So much that we actually didn't speak to each other for 7 years straight. 7 whole years I didn't speak to my mother. Mind you, I look exactly like my mother's twin. Like Keisha seen my
You
mother.
do.
My
You
mom's
do.
light skin with freckles. Look just so every day in the mirror. 7 years, every day in the mirror, I'm waking up, I'm still seeing my mom's face in the mirror. But we both stubborn as hell. So we went through 7 years of not talking to each other. But the ill thing about it was when that first time we got back, we got on the phone. She like, wow, whatever. We start talking. I'm like, what you doing? She like, oh, I moved. I live over here. I'm like, all right, I'm coming through right now. Went over there. Yo, it was like we never left. Like all the 7 years or whatever, it was like she ain't hold no grudge. I didn't hold no grudge. It was like literally just stupid and ignorant what we was dealing with, being stubborn like that. But we was on like that. Like we never left. You know what I'm saying? She always supported me. And to this day, she still give me that support. And I know when times is hard and I'm going through something and I'm stressed out, I know who I'm gonna call. You know what I'm saying? Because I know my mom's is gonna give me that unfiltered, but also, um, what's the term they use when they talk about love? Like unconditional, unconditional love. Even though I don't really like that term, but I'm just saying that to say like she's somebody that will always be in my corner. You know what I'm saying? Always give me that support, always show me that love, always be the ear that I need when I'm stressed out. You know, men, we don't really get to vent a lot You know, in this society, a lot of we talking about. I don't even know who the brother was because I didn't watch Ellen, but recently DJ Twitch, he just committed suicide, and that was a high profile black man, rich black man that committed suicide. It's a whole story behind that we could get into. Um, but yeah, brothers don't, when we stressed out, we usually harbor it inside and we don't express it in the right way. But my mom's was always somebody that I could pick up the phone and talk to and let her know exactly what's on my heart, what I'm going through, and she'll always be there for me. You know what I'm saying? Plus, I got my sense of humor directly from my mom's. Like me and my mom's got the same sense of humor. We both silly as hell, mad, dumb, and stupid, and we don't even care. Um, but yeah, definitely my mom's is the number one person that was very important in my development of who I am now, and very supportive too when I came into like knowledge of self or whatever. Before, like I said, I wasn't born into this. I wasn't no conscious dude, all my life. Like this is fairly new to me. But when I came into it and I started telling her, she started expressing interest as well. She came to some of the events that we had, when we had our karamus and things of that nature, when we bring the family in, like uh every year me and my moms go to Dance Africa. I buy the tickets. We go check out Dance Africa together. We go check out the African market. We do all kind of stuff like that. She always been supportive of everything that I got going on. And, that's definitely somebody that is the most influential in my life. You know what I'm saying? Because we need those kind of people, especially when you're stressed out, as a black man. Right now we living in, I think they said this Friday, tomorrow, matter of fact, is a new moon. So
Yes.
it's gonna be a new moon, and it's in Capricorn. So that means that it's a time which is very fitting for the end of the year, but it's a time that you could really channel and manifest whatever you want, in the sense of like opportunities are gonna be available right now. The only thing you got to do is believe in yourself.
That's
You know
true.
what I'm saying? If you believe in yourself and you set get all your ducks aligned in the right way, a lot of good things are going to happen, and it's great for us to be utilizing this time right now because we're going into a new year, a new transition, and you got opportunity to make some things happen for yourself. You know what I'm saying?
That's
But
right.
we always got to have people that are supportive in these times around us, because if you have this energy, you got these opportunities, and you got people that's not supportive. In fact, they doing the opposite. They throwing hate on your name. They don't want to see you succeed. Then that's going to hinder your progress. You can't keep people like that. So the other person multiple people besides my mother that's very influential in my life is my circle of friends. And trust me, it's a small circle, but ain't nothing wrong with that, family. You don't got to be the most popular or have the best circle of friends, but everybody got to have that support system, especially when you have peers, people that's like give or take in your age range, that you could talk to, that you could express what you going on with, that you could help them go through what they going through. You gotta have a circle of friends. You could keep it tight, but you gotta have somebody that's close to you, especially during these times. We in a holiday, quote unquote, holiday season, right? What happens during the holiday season? People get seasonal depression. The sun done went down already. We're not getting enough sunlight like we used to get. People get sad off of that. Then you got Christmas, all of these Eurocentric holidays that happen. A lot of people get depressed over that. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people don't have family members or close friends or things of that nature. Or a lot of people do have family members and they go to their house for these quote unquote holidays and they family dysfunctional as hell. You know what I'm saying? They end up having fist fights with their own goddamn family, tearing the Christmas tree down, throwing the goddamn Thanksgiving turkey at each other. You feel me? So like it's crazy times. So these times right now, the holiday season, we forget this is a time where a lot of people commit suicide. So it's very important to have a system and have that support system of people that's solid, that's going to be in your corner, and really value that. If you don't take that time and sit aside, right now is a perfect opportunity. Like I said, the new moon is hitting, the new year is happening. We know it's not a real
Winter
new year.
solstice.
It's not a
It's
real
the
new year.
solstice.
But
No, it's the winter solstice. Like you said, not a real new year, but all of that energy that's here right now, channeling that energy, respecting that energy, we tend to forget and to respect energy that's all around us. And
right.
we go the most comfortable route, and that
Yeah.
leads us into chaos.
just utilize this time, family. You know what I'm saying? If you got to make a list, some things that you want to get accomplished for the new year, you know what I'm saying? Write it down. Some people do a vision board, you know? Whatever you got to do, family, but let's make sure we level up. We don't want to be the same people that we was in 2022 and 2023, talking about the same stuff, sitting up here on Thorough Black Talk, talking about what we about to do and what we going to do and all of that. Nah, let's do it. Let's make it
Hmm.
happen, family. Let's level up. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm about. I'm about self-improvement, yo. So, and we none of us here, we ain't no armchair revolutionary. We real people that really want to provide for ourselves, for our family. We want to live life, be free and be happy. You know what I'm saying? So utilize this time right now, the end of the year, the new moon, whatever that is. But most importantly, call the people that you love, family. Call those people. Pick up the phone. Don't send a text. Do not send a text message. Don't DM them on Facebook or Instagram, whatever you want. Pick up the phone and call them. My grandmother, I'm so grateful because right now, Keisha, everybody, Tag can't make it on tonight because right now in New York, even across the whole country, they said it's a bomb cyclone. It's a historic weather event where it's crazy
Yeah.
storms and crazy
Tat.
rain and all of that. And my grandmother was here. She just left. She just caught a flight and went back to. She lives in Trinidad, so she just caught a flight and went back to Trinidad. So I'm so grateful for that because they talking about this is about to be a crazy storm. So please, not just for the holidays, make sure you pick up that phone and check up on your loved ones, man. So many black people is dying, leaving this earth, transitioning. Marcia says, elder just transitioned recently. You know what I'm saying? How many people wish they would have called that elder or called whoever else is in your family before something happened? You know, pick up that phone. Make sure your family is safe. Make sure your neighbors that you cool with is safe, family. We got to get back to real black fundamental values. You know,
Community.
yeah, that community.
So one story about the elder that I heard today that was phenomenal. The one of her neighbors or somebody was ill, and it was Easter season, and she was making Easter eggs with her daughter, and she couldn't do it with her daughter. She said the elder was maybe 70 years old at the time, came over just to help her boil eggs with her daughter, and
Wow,
she said that that moment transformed her daughter's life. Like now her daughter works in many humanitarian capacity because she couldn't believe that someone left their house to just come help us boil eggs. Do you imagine the level of community that takes?
yeah,
And we starve for community right now. We are starving for community. And because we're so dysfunctional, when any time someone approaches us in terms of community, we think there's an ulterior motive. So we're not open to them. We're not willing to grow with them. And so we stay in this dysfunction of insanity, and deaf culture is metastasizing all over the place.
that's right.
Absolute facts. And I definitely feel what y'all saying. Um, we definitely have to get back to what is important. Shout out to Russ in the chat. I wanted to put that up. To 29 years together, 23 married, and she had made her transition earlier this year, his wife. So again, this is the type of
Unbelievable.
family that I come from. We come from marriage longevity. It's serious business. It's not a game. When you bring somebody into the family, they got to be right and exact. 100. Or this ain't gonna work out, and everybody gonna let you know it ain't gonna work out. But I see your brother Blacksmith on the check-in. What's good, brother Black? How you feeling?
Peace to the panel. Peace to the family that's watching as we speak. Peace to the family that's going to watch this on the recording. Merry Christmas. If you celebrate that, Happy Kwanzaa. Love to the panel. I'm here. I'm in effect. I'm listening to y'all, and when I get in, I'll fit in.
Bet
Peace.
we'll get back to you in 1 second. But as you said, sis, I mean, brother Ashe, it's very, very important that you pick up the phone and talk to your people. And see me, I'll pull up on you. I'm the pull up family member. I will knock on the door. For real, for real. Because it's very important. You know, we come from um elders in our family who always got us together when we were younger, right? You would play with your cousins, friends on the block, made sure that you were always together, right? For example, in my family, like on my father's side of the family, my dad transitioned a month before I was born, right? But I never missed out on anything because his siblings picked up the mantle. He was no longer here, and they picked up the mantle and made sure I was inclusive with everything, that I was connected with my family always, always. But it seems today that a lot of people seem to be so selfish with
Mhm.
themselves. I watch a lot of posting of people doing things and behaving in certain ways very selfishly. And they have a lot of followers, a lot of followers.
Mhm.
And I question that because who's vouching for these people? Where's their family? Where's their community? Where's their friends? And they can have a million followers, and you got a lot of mindless folks running around here following them. It's really, really sad. And the only thing that keeps you grounded is your family, is your community. I never go across the line because I got to answer to my family. I'm not messing with. I, don't, I got to answer to them. I don't want no problems with them. You hear me? My husband just told y'all how they pulled him in the room, and my husband ain't no little dude. He never been one. So I don't mess around like that. And as I often say, we all gonna leave here one day. I don't want my grandmothers, I don't want my grandfathers and my parents pulling up and saying, wait a minute now, you done screwed up. We gave you the blueprint and you screwed it up. How you gonna tell Malcolm X that, well, I know you said that a Democrat is a Dixiecrat, but I went along with it anyway. How you gonna tell Harriet? How you gonna listen? How you gonna tell Callie House that, oh, I was against reparations? As Sister Marcia said, Amy Ashwood Garvey, all the women in the UNIA who built that organization, what you gonna tell them? Oh, I ain't feel like it. You know, I had a TikTok video to make. Speaking of TikTok, y'all better be careful with that because now the FCC is investigating. And I told y'all this data theft is serious business. And
Oh,
all the
Keisha,
people who was champion Elon Musk buying Twitter, that's a big data grab. That's all that is. But go ahead,
Keisha,
brother.
what
I
about
check.
no, I'm just gonna add on real quick. What about the AI? You see everybody's going crazy with that, with the artificial intelligence AI. I know my brother Blacksmith could talk on that because deepfake was the first thing that started that out. When I saw the video, they had a white guy and he was acting like he was Morgan Freeman. And it wasn't really Morgan Freeman, it was a white guy, but he was moving his mouth and making Morgan Freeman move his whole mouth at the same time. And now people running around talking about they wanna, and I think for those AI things, I think you got to pay for that too. You pay them money to send them your pictures, and I think you got to send like 10, 15 pictures, and then they make an AI of you, and you don't know what the hell they doing with them pictures later on. But I don't know, man. This world is crazy what we going into. But
You know what's so amazing, Ashe, is that we'll sit there and amongst the people that talk about the dangers of things, they're the first one online to get a replica. And
yeah,
you're like, wait, weren't you like 2 months ago talking about the dangers of this replica and now you're here replicating yourself?
right.
So how do I know? Like, where's the accountability? If you're saying don't do these things because the danger is your life, right? And then you turn around the next day and do it, and say you have, like Sister Keisha was saying, 1 million followers. All those million people are going to be like, oh, well, he said don't do it, but he's doing it now. So I guess it's okay. So let me do it too. And there goes the rabbit hole
Mm-hmm.
that we fall into. And it amazes me. And I think the biggest problem is that we don't hold anyone accountable to their words. So they could say, you know, the light bulb is coming on, the light bulb doesn't come on, or the light bulb comes on and then turns right back off. And then you're like, okay, but at least you turned on the light bulb.
Yo, you
I'm
know what's
sorry.
crazy about that? Because that goes right back to what Keisha was saying. about accountability. And the reason why these people are able to do those things and say those things is because they don't have no circle. They don't have no family around them. They don't have no community. They don't have no circle of friends that's going to pull a coattail or G check them when it's necessary. So the people that had a family at one point or had a friends group at one point have left those people now and just sit behind their computers and type away. And now their community is this computerized online community now. That's a community, but the online community, the problem with that is there's no accountability. So if you got nobody around you in the physical, in your circle, you have no accountability. So you're free to run around and say whatever you want. You could put misinformation out there about health. You could put, you could disrespect somebody online. You could do whatever you want to do. There's no accountability at all. So even when you see all of these fake articles coming out talking about health and talking about technology and all of this stuff, or even the fake articles about rigging the presidency and things of that nature, all of these techie people that's online, you can't trace their ass. You know what I'm saying? They don't have, there's no way you could get back to these people. And that's why you got some of these people that are celebrities or quote unquote ABC list celebrities or whatever, will even go on a Breakfast Club and talk like they talking for black people or whatever the case is, or just be on the online community making TikTok videos even for black people, and it's fake information or it's just information that's misleading, telling people to do stuff knowing damn well if they did some of that stuff that they do around real people, that's going to get their head knocked off. You know what I'm saying? So people have lost the sense of reality because the new level of reality is perceptive. Of course, it's like whatever your reality is. But if your reality is just online and then you go offline, then that's a different reality right there. You can't operate in that the same reality and the mentality that you have that you do online and act like that's going to function in the real world. You know what I'm saying? So I guess it's about balance where you got to have that real world. That's why we talk about boots on the ground all the time, being in the community. You know what I'm saying? Mixing and mingling with the people. Because then people, if you in a community and you say you speak for black people and you in the black community, somebody could approach you and say, hey, brother, hey, sister, I think it's a better way we could do this. Or I don't think you said this properly or did this properly or whatever. You could check yourself and be like, you know how many times I had to check myself? That's why I keep my circle of friends. That's what makes my circle of friends and my family and my mother and people like that very important. It's not because those are the people that make me feel good. It's not because those are the people that say what I want to hear. It's not because of that. It's because those are the people that say what I need to hear, even when I don't want to hear it.
Right.
Those are the people that's going to tell me the real unfiltered truth. And that is what the truth is, what's going to get me closer to being a better person, being a better man, being a better African, being a better brother, friend, all of that. You know what I'm saying? But a lot of us, we don't want to hear the truth. So we remove any level of accountability that we can have and remove anybody that's going to say anything to us that's going to be truthful and that's going to force us to grow. You know what I'm saying? Because most of us don't want to grow. Most of us just want to be comfortable. We just want to sit in our comfort and sit behind a couch and talk black power, this and that, and type black power, this and that, and not really actually getting no freedom and no black power. It's sad, but it's a mental illness we're dealing with right now.
And that's what, the black community suffers with. Everything is so hard because you're so comfortable. And it would be very easy if all of us went to work. Like I was talking to some people, you have organizations where, 90% of the work, 95% of the work is done by 5 people or 5%. That could be 3 people, depending on the size of the organization. And it doesn't work like that. And there's a lot of reasons why, there's all about dictatorship and micromanagement and not appreciating the people that come in and volunteer or are voluntold. When you don't feel appreciated in your service, guess what? When I'm on the computer, I don't need to be appreciated because all my likes and loves and hearts and giggles make me feel appreciated. When I'm face to face with you all, y'all not giving me that level of interaction. So guess what? Guess what? Bump Black Power. Black Power doesn't mean anything because when I'm there trying to work with you all, you don't want my work. It's an insanity.
Yo, brother, what got us to this point, brother Blacksmith, was Keisha asked the question, who in your life is the most was it influential? You said, Keisha, what was the question?
Yes, the most influential person to you in your history, that you know was an enlightenment for you or a force for you. You know, that was the question.
That's for you, brother Black. Yo,
He
your
gotta
mic is
unmute
open, bro.
himself. You gotta
There
unmute.
he goes. There he goes. There he goes.
Oh, my bad. Y'all hear me now?
Yes, sir.
Okay, thank y'all. Thank you for that question, brother Ashe. Very interesting question. Like yourself, and I hope your mom is still healthy and young enough to be able to move around and do what she got to do in life. I didn't realize how important my mother was in my life until she passed away in 2015. And like her knowledge was like crystallized inside of me, so it's always with me. But as far as in history, as far as a person that I believe taught me to be who I am today is brother Malcolm X. One thing, brother, I loved about brother Malcolm X, I was amazed back in them days in the 60s before he perished. In the 60s, when people used to ask him a question and he didn't know the answer, he would always get back with that person with an answer after he researched that information. And so that would make, and being that I physically know Keisha, the only person I know on this panel right now as we speak, I've met Tad and interacted with him as well, but the only Keisha's on the show right now. Make me, in order to become a master and supersede or overcome the barriers that make you non-accountable, I want y'all to make me accountable. So in other words, if I say something on this panel or on this show or any way you see me, make me accountable to that information so that I can give it to you if you feel like it's something that's incredible or something unbelievable. And so that makes
Same here.
right.
Iron sharpens iron and steel sharpens steel.
Exactly. In other words, like the 5%ers used to say, game recognize game or show and prove.
Yo, that's a fact, bro, and that's very noble and honorable of you to even say that. A lot of people don't have it in them, and that's what I was saying earlier, to even say that. Like me, one of my favorite things of living life is learning something new. You feel me? Especially when I thought it was something else. So if somebody come and correct me and they correcting me out of love and they want to help me out, like, yo, bro, this ain't really this. It's like this. I'm like, word? Wow. Now that's changing my whole thought process. I like sitting down and having deep conversations. You know what I'm saying? That's the thing that I like to do, whether it's my peoples, my family, or a sister that I'm interested in. If you can't like invoke thought in me and invoke a level of growth inside of me, then I don't want you around me. You feel me? That's why I don't have a large circle. I have people around me that force me to grow. You know what I'm saying? That's what I get a kick out of, is growing and learning and building myself. But one thing I will add too is nobody can really hold you accountable. So it's a dual kind of thing, because really the first thing you got to know is how to hold yourself accountable. That's the first thing. And that's another problem that we have too, because we think like if you get an F boy or F girl and put them in a circle of people, then those people just gonna hold them accountable. No, you still gotta have the discernment in your mind and in your spirit to be like, I see what's right, I see what's wrong, I'm gonna go down the right path. You know what I'm saying? Otherwise, you're just gonna be surrounded by people trying to hold you accountable. They just gonna jump your ass and kick you out the crew. You know what I'm saying? But you still could be a knucklehead and not learn. We got a lot of people in prison right now or dead from still continuing to be a knucklehead. You know what I'm saying? A lot of the OGs will tell you, like, it took them a long time, a lot of hard lessons they had to learn, a lot of scars and cuts and wounds and all kind of stuff that they had to go through to build their mind and their spirit and change themselves. So it's really not until you hold yourself accountable that anything else would change. Now, having the circle, that's something that's going to help you on a day-to-day when you get tested and you get challenged and that temptation kick in. That's when the importance of that circle come in. You know what I'm saying? But first thing first, in your mind, you got to live with yourself and you got to know what you going to sleep with at night. You feel me? What you gonna wake up to? You feel like, can you wake up and get out the bed and stand on your own 2 feet after laying down for 8 hours and feel like your feet is righteous, that you can even walk and take another step in those shoes? Or you gonna walk in those shoes and be an F boy and an F girl?
But all of that goes back to that self-love. You can't hold yourself accountable if you don't appreciate yourself. If when you're looking in the mirror, you can't say, you know what I did yesterday was messed up. I need to consider what I did yesterday. That's what that's all about. And it's that self-love. Do we have that as individuals and as a nation? Do we have that?
That's true. And like with the self-love, it also comes love for, see, self-love, you gotta, when you talk about self-love, you gotta love yourself enough to love your surroundings as well. Because some people are selfish as hell.
Yes.
There's a lot of people that love they self, and the only thing they love is their goddamn self.
But then that's not the love that's nation building. Right? We need that nation, that self-love that I'm talking to, that I'm referring to, is that revolutionary Black love where you're considering your neighbor at all times. And even when you know your neighbor is not the most righteous person, but you consider them in your actions and in your moves and stuff like that, because you hold yourself accountable. Because I know that even if I don't do the dirty work, I'm still responsible for the dirty work. So I must be like, I'm willing to check myself and check you for the dirty work.
Yeah, that's that real love. Right there, because when you talk about love, like that love is the only love. That's murk. That's what you talking about. That's self. There, Marcia talking about, because from our perspective as descendants of Africans, you know, when we talk about love nowadays, we talking about it from a Eurocentric standpoint. But
not me.
We
I'm
are
an African.
love and that myrrh or whatever other African words you want to use. To call it, that means you can't love yourself without loving your community. You can't love yourself without loving your surroundings and taking care of the earth and not littering and, you know, and building and taking, being kind and things of that nature. You can't say you love yourself if you're not doing those things. So what you're saying is right and exact.
Right. Or even being willing to check, like, you know, why is there trash in our community? Y'all standing up here, y'all can do whatever y'all want. But when you let your community look like this, it's a reflection of who you are. Oh, but there's a sanitation department. That has nothing to do with it, because sanitation department doesn't come into your apartment. Sanitation department doesn't come into your bedroom. Who does that?
So if you gotta walk outside.
That's right. So if you're standing outside and this is where you are, if this is your footprint, and this is your job, quote unquote, make sure your workstation looks right. Do that, because when you do that, it shows the next generation what to look forward to. And we don't have that generational love out here right now, but we can get it back.
Facts, quickly and easily.
Can I say one thing real quick?
Hold on. For those of you who want to join us live tonight on air, the link is in the chat. Just click it, open up your mic or your camera, and you can come in and join us tonight. This is our last broadcast for 2022. Brother Black, go ahead.
All I want to say real quick is that in order to digest and incorporate the nutrition that we giving y'all out there, is study the difference between narcissism and empathicness or empathy or empath. Because, you know, those are principalities we're fighting against in this day and age. It ain't got nothing to do with color, class, or any of that. You could be a
The
homeless bum
ego.
and be a narcissist, and a rich person and be an empath. So
Yeah.
that's
I'm
all. I'm
glad
done.
Sister Marcia. I'm glad Sister Angela put in the chat the title of the program. She got it. Back to Black excellence.
Ashe.
Exactly. That's what I'm talking about. We have to get back to Black excellence. So thank you, Sister Angela, for putting that in there. Again, for all of you who want to join us live tonight, the link is in the chat. Just click the StreamYard link, and then you can come in and we'll bring you on. Um, for me, um, it's about being content with the self. A lot of people aren't content with the self. And when you
Mhm.
aren't content with the self, the mind is the most powerful muscle that you have. The mind will make you believe you're failing when you should be winning, winning when you should be failing at something to learn. The mind is very powerful. Now, I'm on 25th day of raw food fasting. I've been eating raw for 25 days, and I can tell you it has cleared my mind. It has allowed my spirit to connect with my spirit guide. My dreams are extremely vivid right now. To the point where a couple of nights ago it really scared me. But you ever fall asleep and you wake up and your heart is racing because the spirit has left the body but it's trying to get back in time for your wake up.
Yep. Yep.
um I had a serious one the other night, but
Wow.
I'm thankful for this experience. And speaking of social media, is someone that I have followed for many years on social media, who did 100-day raw food fast. And I said, because I know how she moves. If she can do it, I can do it. And then I developed a support system around myself to get it done. Music that I listen to, videos that I watch of our people who have reversed illness in their bodies. And I want to be the blueprint for my family coming into 2023. Somebody got to go through it so everybody can see it. And so
Wow.
I'm willing to put myself on the front line to do this because last year and the year before, and I got family members on the check-in, they can attest to what I'm saying, and my brother Ashe knows as well, that I lost a hell of a lot of family members. And
Mhm.
most of the diseases that they died from could have been reversed with what you put in your mouth.
Right.
And I'm telling you, it's like my body has caught up with my mind and my spirit. I have energy like never before. That's a good thing for Mr. Forrester. Shade. But
TMI. TMI. There's children in the room.
children in the room. That's how you got here. Um, but anyway, the energy level is through the roof. Um, when I tell you that I had a medical issue that they wanted to prescribe medicine for me, it is now gone. For
Woo.
those of you who believe that you cannot cure yourself by what you put in your mouth, you are sadly mistaken. And so in 2023, I want to show and prove, and how I haven't weighed myself since the last 12 pounds that I lost. Ever since then, I haven't weighed myself. But the other day, I'm coming across the living room, and my husband's like, "God damn, you're losing all this weight." Right? But even with him, I have to show and prove. And so my brother Ashe, um, though I don't tell him, but I watch him and I pay attention to his ethic about healing in the body and the mind. I learn from him. My brother Tad, who wasn't able to get in tonight because he too have serious internet issues. He sends his best, but I watched and I learned. Now I'm not one to jump into things rather quickly. I gotta study first. And those y'all all know me. Keisha ain't getting to nothing crazy off the rip. I have to study everything that Shay and Tad and Shambe and Malika Ali and Melody Fox and others are saying. Not just because they say it. I had to figure out what works for me and my blood type. And I tell you, at first, um, my sleep was very restless. My skin is purging. Um, my sleep was very restless, but I never woke up tired. I'm still not tired. The energy is through the roof. So, you know, for those of you who want to try this, I would encourage you to do so. It's not difficult to do. As a matter of fact, once I got past day number 4, I was fine. Now, again, you're going to have cravings and things of that nature. But one motivational speaker I listen to, and I got to give him a shout out, is David Goggins. And one of the things David Goggins always say is stay hard. Not
Mm-hmm.
not that you got to be rah rah, but stay hard in your fight for what you're doing. So I listen to David Goggins every day. I listen, believe it or not, I listen to Mahalia Jackson every day. I have my own repertoire that helps me what works for me. And
Mm-hmm.
so right now, I am taking this challenge not for myself, but I don't want to lose any more family members who can reverse their illnesses by what they put in their mouths. This is a fact. I see Brother Black Magus is in. Let me get Brother Black Magus in here. Black Magus, what's good with you? You got to unmute.
Hey, a BB
What's
for
up,
Hoodie
family? A
family.
BB for Hodier. What's up?
Hey, I just wanted to jump in here, real quick and just say, hey, it's been a uh, a weird year, but I definitely would not be where I am in a social organizing way if not for you, Sister Keisha, Brother Tad, Brother Ashe, especially Brother Ashe, man. That's like in my family, when somebody is younger than you, but they doing big things, bigger than you call them your little big brother, man. That's my little big brother right there. Brother Blacksmith, man, you've been dropping some bombs on my wife when she calls you. Y'all have some good conversations. My wife's sister Simone.
Sister Simone, what's good with you?
Hey.
I see the vegan chef back there. What's up?
Yeah. So when you was talking all your raw stuff, she was like, "Yeah, you're gonna do it, right?" Sister Finessa, I see you in the chat. That's another good big sis, man. I think I also seen it was somebody else I seen in there. But man, I really just wanted to say, again, I am thankful that I have ever come across the paths of you. Man, people have to realize if you're gonna do something in life, like these people here who talk, who broadcast, man, they put in work and they invigorate you to do better, to want to be better. People say that social media can't create. Well, I wouldn't say social media, but just for speaking terms, they would say that these kind of things can't invigorate people. It can't make them be want to be better, want to do race work or anything like that. And I say that's a lie. It like Sister Keisha and Brother Ashe know, I'll jump in this car and leave from cold -3 Denver right now to come to New York. Like it ain't nothing for me to take a 26-hour trip, man. It ain't nothing. Especially when you're around real people who putting in real work. Like it's just great. It's an honor to really just have y'all as people that I know. I don't get a chance to tune in like I used to every week, but I definitely catch those replays. And Sister Keisha, Madase for what you sent me, because that clown was on Twitter talking about something. I never disrespected the elder, so Madase for that, except because I definitely got him. Sister Marcia, when you were talking about the love, me and my family, we don't say it either. Like Brother Ashe, when she was talking about saying like love, right? The word love. If we really look at how the Merriam's dictionary, they come out every couple of new generations, right? Or children generations with a new book so that they can reprogram you to have those concepts of words. And so we have the 4th edition. And one day I just felt like looking in it, and I looked in it, and you know what I seen? The word love, and you know how they give the little examples of stuff. And their example of love is that between a man and a child.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah. In the 4th edition of Merriam's dictionary, the example of love is that between a man and a child. So I was like, well, what are feelings? Because I was explaining this stuff to my daughter, because it's like the feelings a man has for a child. So I said, okay, now let's define the word feelings. Let's look up feelings. And feelings was she did not want to hurt her father's feelings, is the example they gave. And so I asked my daughter, why would a daughter not want to hurt her father's feelings? And she said, because maybe she'll say something that he doesn't want anybody else to know. And I said, okay, now when we look at the world and the way it's going, what are they not trying to get their daughters and their children to say? They don't
That
want
there's a pedophile, that Uncle Bobby in the corner is bad, but we just are condoning Uncle Bobby and his bad behavior. We need to stop that. We need to empower our children. And I know that's what you did through that lesson with your daughter, that no, this is not how that goes. You hurt my feelings. You tell someone if I did something bad, and I can't hold myself accountable to it, right? Because if you did something like turn off the TV because it's time for you to go to bed, oh, you're hurting my feelings. Oh, you hurt my feelings. Yeah, that's what I do. And I don't know if I ever told this story, but there was one time my son, he's in a wheelchair. He has cerebral palsy. But one time I disciplined him. He goes to the school and he tells them, oh, my mama slapped me. The school calls me at work and it's like, oh, Mrs. Boyce, you slapped Jaquan. You and Jaquan had an altercation. I said, yes. And what's the problem? And they were like, well, Jaquan is in a frail condition. I said, yes. So now in 3 days, right, when Jaquan can do something and go to jail, and I'm the bad parent because I wouldn't do something. You can't hold me accountable when I'm not doing anything wrong. I hold myself accountable to my child. When my child is doing something wrong, I can check him, but you can't call me and try to check me. Like, oh, checkmate, you can't do this. No, 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 no. I didn't string him. I didn't lash him. When Master was lashing people, was nobody holding Master accountable. Oh, keep lashing them because that's going to be a good little nigga. No, mother sluckers. I am not the one. So back to you. I didn't mean to interject, but I just really, I really love the way that you're defining words with your child so that your child could understand how to express themselves and become emotionally intelligent, because this is what stifles us today. So many of our peers are not emotionally intelligent, and we go around wreaking havoc to each other.
That's a fact. And that's
Definitely.
important too, to proofread and reread and pre-read everything that you feed to the children too, because you could even give them the dictionary in 2022. You know how many parents don't even teach their children, don't rear their children. They just
Mm-hmm.
put them right in front of Google, right? And say, go Google something. And that's why we mess
Mm-hmm.
in the head. Now you give them a dictionary. Go read it. You can't even do that. Back in the days that you get in trouble, they say, go sit in the corner and read the dictionary. You come out the corner worse than when you went in the corner reading that goddamn dictionary now.
What we need, like Google is spectacular and everything, but what we need is old-fashioned encyclopedias, because that, I remember writing term papers with many encyclopedias around me trying to get my paper right and my knowledge right. But now you could just, oh, okay, and then you don't even write it. You copy and paste it. Like you're not even studying. What's going on? I hate this world a
Hey,
little bit.
so
And
right
Brother
now,
Black, I appreciate you always. You and your family continue support a thorough Black talk. Um, we definitely love and appreciate you, and definitely, shout out to your children as well.
Word.
Some of the things that I see that you're doing with your children, keep up the good work. When they are our age, they will remember these things, and that's very important that you have these memories of family, because memories are a major component in our DNA, right? What you remember is passed down to you. Traumas as well is passed down to you. So having these good memories with your children and your wife, kudos to y'all. Keep doing it. And like you say, you learn so much from us, but we learn from you as well.
Nice.
Though we may not say it, we watch everything and everybody.
Word.
That's just the Brooklyn in us. So welcome to the bridge, brother.
Definitely. Well, thank you, sis, and definitely, I hope you taking that trip this month. Or are you waiting to February again?
I'm gonna take it next month. I'm gonna spend some time with my grandson and my family, and then I'm out of here.
Well,
But
either way, still enjoy that anniversary, because you just said
definitely.
you got all that energy. So I know you got a lot of spending to do. All right,
Hey,
y'all.
I just want to say one thing before you go, brother. Thank you for
Yes.
already being my eye and be the example for the people that are receptive to it.
Oh,
That's all I
definitely.
got to say.
They actually we get up every morning. I would like to say we, because I would like to include myself in that, but I only do it when I'm home. But they do actually get up every morning. They read Baba Barudi's Nana Sekosum daily word, and they actually have the principles of Mayat on the wall. So we do that every morning. Like
Wow.
we trying to get it. We trying to get it, man.
That's what's
And
up.
y'all set the example, and we trying to set a bigger, better one, as we're supposed to do. You learn from one, you teach it down to another, so they can do better than you did.
Yes, sir.
Y'all.
Abib Fahudia.
Wow.
It's the brother Black Magus on the check-in. And thank you, Sister Marie, for reminding me our brother Dawa Israel transitioned. We want to send our condolences to him and his family. The fight that this brother put on out of Chicago was serious. Out of Chicago was serious. And when it comes to the children, they know our resume here in New York, especially in Brooklyn. Brother Ray Ray, I seen him on BK William Mackey History Club. I saw him on the check-in. We pulled up to the pedophile. The whole congregation protecting the pedophile. We pulled up. That's what we do. We pull up. Like, you're not going to abuse children. That's community. The earth, the land is borrowed by us, and it must be returned to the children in better condition. That's an old indigenous proverb, and that's serious.
Yo,
That's
I wish my
serious.
brother Tad was on right now, man. And he sends his love family. His internet is wilding out. Everybody's having trouble because of the storm right now. But listen, man, warrior class is here. We here. The warrior queens and the warrior kings is here, man. And Tad has many occasions and many stories where he put himself on the line. You know, put himself on the line for the greater good. I always say at the end of the show, true courage is knowing how to suffer. Making them sacrifices. As long as you sacrifice it for the greater good, in the end, we going to leave with a W and not an L. You know what I'm saying? Just the other day, what was that? Sunday, I almost had to put hands on somebody. I'm always having to put hands on somebody, but that's why I take my Muay Thai classes. That's why I'm prepared. I'm warrior class, but some dude was trying to disrespect a woman, almost touched on her butt and all of that. And the sister happened to tell me, so I went and put the pressure on him. He copped a whole plea. You know what I'm saying? But that's just how it is. And like we were saying earlier, a lot of people feel like they could do things and not have accountability. That's what it is. Until they learn that they are accountable for their actions,
People will pull up.
they're gonna continue to do the things that they're doing until they get held accountable or until they hold themselves accountable. You know what I'm saying? But we as African people that are trying to get back to who we really are have to always stand firm on our values and our morals. You know what I'm saying? Because every time something happens and we let it slide or we give a pass, we passing on our spiritual morals, our spiritual principles. We lessening ourselves, our values, all of our things that's going down the drain. Because now we got to go home and sleep. And I ain't trying to be restless at the end of the night thinking about some idiot out there that wild out and did something, and it's because nobody holding them accountable.
Did you see the video? I don't know, whatever, but it was circulated. This young man is in McDonald's, and then there's another cat who's in McDonald's too, and is yelling at an older gentleman. And the young man steps up and like, yo, this is somebody's grandfather you yelling at. Yo, step up, step out. This is not happening. That moment of the youth, because he's under 25 or under 30, and just stepping up to somebody like, you don't have the right to speak to someone like that. Do you know how proud that made me feel? Like the young brother was like, I know that this could be my grandfather. And if we embed that knowledge, so somewhere down the line, someone embedded that knowledge of you protect the children and the elders, right? That's who you protect when you have all the energy and all the power that you have right now. I'm still very powerful young sister, but I damn sure want the youngins stepping up for me, because I don't want to do that heavy work. I want to do other work. Yeah. And I want to know that I'm protected enough that I can do that other work while you take care of me. And that right there was a symbol of reciprocity by no other demand. And I know when his grandma saw it, or his great grandma saw it, wherever they are, they were proud of their baby right there.
Yo, that's dope. And you know what too? Like when people hold each other accountable, when it's black on black accountability, we gotta always remember to lead with love, family.
Yes.
Lead with love, family. Listen, some of us, we get out here and we try to say, oh, I'm gonna hold somebody accountable. And you step up, you end up getting yourself busting the goddamn head. Be smart about it at the same time. Yeah. Everybody can't be Keisha, Tad, and Ashe, Marcia, and Blacksmith. You can't do it. You can't rock like that. Don't do it. But you got to lead with love. Even Ashe, I learned the hard way. You know what I'm saying? I got into some fights sometimes that I didn't need to have to get into the fights. If I was using my goddamn brain and being smart and playing chess and not checkers, I would have defeated the battle before I even had to engage in it. You know what I'm saying? It's the art of war, but when it's war with our own people, it's a sad thing. But yeah, we at war with our own people, and we are at war with ourselves at the same time. So if you are at war with your people and you are at war with yourself, of course, when you war with yourself, you're going to lead with love because you love yourself. So if you war with your people and you love yourself, then you got to lead with love. So the first thing that come out your mouth should be trying to do what, unfortunately, the police was trained to do and don't do, which is diffuse situations, family.
Were they ever trained to do that? I'm not sure they were ever trained to do that.
Yeah, I don't know if they was trained to do that either. I ain't gonna lie.
If we think about the system as it's been created, they were trained to whip us and catch us and put us back into into somebody else's money pot. Right, so they were never trained to care about us at all.
And that's
we got to train ourselves at them, because nobody else is gonna do that. And I just want to, before I pass the mic to Blacksmith, I want to stress that, family, please, family, listen. You don't know what people is going through, family. We sick. The other day, I was walking down the street, and some dude literally walked up to me and tried to push me. I ain't know the dude from a hole in a wall. Dude literally walked up and tried to push me. You know what happened after that. But say less. But the dude ain't know me from nowhere. So it's sick and deranged, mentally ill people out here. And we moving.
Did you lead with love?
Yeah, I led with love. My fist led with, it was so much love in my fist. I had love in this one and love in this one. I said, it was like do the right thing. Love and hate. Love and hate. But love and hate is the same thing. Love and hate can never be friends.
Okay, reggae artists.
Anyway, listen now, on the real low, family, please, like, be on defense and protect yourselves and be aware of your surroundings. But at the end of the day, family, yo, love goes a long way. You'll get it. Don't get it twisted. Some of these people that be out here wilding for the night, especially these young people that be out here bugging, ready to be violent and violate and go crazy and go hard. You say something, you probably show them some love, and they be like, yo, I never even felt this kind of love before. Nobody has ever said something nice to me or cared about me. That might switch their whole energy right there. And they might be like, you know what, OG, you right. I'm going to listen to you. I'm going to fall back. You know what I'm saying? You never know. It might work. It might not, but it might work. But at least at the end of the day, you go home and sleep better at the end of the night if you got to bust somebody's head open because you say, you know what? I led with love. The youngin' or whoever, that older, ignorant person is not on that level. They haven't been doing the 24-day raw vegan challenge like Keisha. You know what I'm saying? So they not on that level. So I gotta lead with something else now. But you know, when it comes to our people, we just gotta care about our people enough to make that sacrifice and work it out the right way. Go ahead, brother Black.
In response to what Sister Marcia was saying, as far as the police and how they're trained and so on and so forth, we can refer to a KRS-One's song, Sounds of the Police, when he finishes it. And if anybody doesn't know that song or don't remember it quite well, the Sounds of the Police by KRS-One, where he says, my father had to deal with the cops. My grandfather had to deal with the cops. My great-grandfather had to deal with the cops. And then my great-great-great-great, when it's gonna stop? And the whole song is gangster, but you know, that little part was what I wanted to, elaborate on. I'm done.
That's what's up. Now, for things that are in the movies these days, I don't know if you all seen Kindred, the new release on Hulu, based on Octavia Butler's book, by the same name. It went left. It went left a little bit. I remember, like, wait, I had to go back to the book. Let me pull a book out again. But this is very intriguing. This series, there are a lot of hidden messages in here. And if you haven't read Octavia Butler's book, Kindred, please do so or listen to the audio book, whatever, before you watch it so you can understand. Because I was like, wait a minute. I had to go. Yo, it was your thoughts, Sister Marcia. I see you shaking your head. You seen it.
I seen it and I read the book, and I'm a sci-fi, well, down low, I'm really a sci-fi geek. I love sci-fi. For me, it was really good. Not so much the story, but the traveling and the idea of traveling. That's what is the best part for me, because I don't care about, it's not that I don't care, but I understand. But at the same time, I really don't care. And then I'm sort of a little bit on edge, because if we can travel, why travel to those times? Let's travel.
Because, well, you and I, we know the story.
Yes.
She needed to go there.
Yes.
But anyway, it's about quantum traveling. She happens to, the family believes she's schizophrenic, crazy. But anyway, she's able to quantum leap and travel through time. She travels back to,
and it's a generational thing.
Yes.
It's generational. The grandmother was able to do it. The mother was able to do it. And now she's able to do it. And they just label you. And this is why sometimes when we talk about mental health, we need to actually, and because within our African space, we don't understand a lot, because within our African space, we've been disconnected. But some of this mental issues that people are having is because we don't have the perfect rites of passage in our communities. And since we don't have rites of passage, when things are happening to us, we're labeled or we feel turmoil. And I think, all these people that are said to be going through unaliving themselves, because we're not supposed to say the other word. All these people that are unaliving themselves, watching that film kind of made me think, they're traveling and they don't understand, and they're alone and they don't have anyone to talk to, because mind you, this man unfortunately had a snow bunny in his house. So who was he going to talk to? And no qualms to his mother or anything like that, but she's no help because she advocates the snow bunny love. No qualms to you, Mom. I think you did what you had to do and how you had to do it. But until we can get into our African right mind, we don't understand our minds correctly. And that was a generational thing. And the aunt was ready to be like, yeah, your mom was just crazy. Your mom was just crazy.
Yeah, because it has to do with family and wealth and property and all of these things. But again, check out the series if you can, and we'll talk about it because we won't be back until February, and that'll be perfect for Black History Month. Check it out. Again, she travels back to the era in which her family was enslaved, and the trick of it is that, well, I can't. If I say it, then I'm gonna give it away, so I can't.
Yep.
But if you could check it out, please do so. And like I said, since I've been going through this raw fast,
you're going places.
I'm going places.
Nice.
Yo, Keisha, I want to say,
what that means in that series, because I have seen some things which invigorates me more to continue this process to prepare for what is to come.
So what I can say is, as you go through your transformation, right, or your cocooning moments, I'm not a fan of shadow works or singular shadow works. I think shadow work should always be done with someone, but look into that, because that definitely takes you places, deeper places, with meeting self and deeper selves and people around you. So, and for some reason, I kind of swore I heard her talk about that in the storyline too, like before she sold her house, but she leaves Brooklyn. She leaves the bridge.
She leave the Brooklyn Bridge.
You giving all the
No, I didn't give enough away. I didn't give enough away.
It's a lot. But you all just watch it and check it out, and we'll discuss it at a later time. Go ahead, Ashe.
I just want to say, I take my hat off to you, and that is really beautiful, man. Like, beautiful. Like, this what I'm talking about. Like, what Keisha is doing right now is what I live for. Like, new experiences, like paradigm shifts, realizing something. We've been on this planet decades we've been on this planet, and you do something totally new that your body, your mind, and your spirit has never felt before. Never even knew this existed on this level, and it felt good. You know what I'm saying? But it's foreign. It's something foreign to you. It's like you get so comfortable decade after decade living the way we do. Wake up, eat breakfast, eat lunch, eat dinner. Whatever your daily routine is, doing that every day like a damn zombie. And then you break out of that. It's like you step out of the goddamn Matrix. And by the way, the Matrix was written by a Black woman, yes, and the Terminator. And both, yes. And I just saw a clip. I don't know if y'all saw that clip. I don't know if it's old or whatever, but I just saw it. But it was the author of the Terminator and the Matrix, and she was saying both of those movies. She said the Terminator is the prequel to the Matrix movie. I didn't even know that. That blew my mind. She says the son, the Connor, whatever, the young son, he's Neo. Yeah. I'm like, oh my God, that just blew my whole mind. Black women. But anyway, I'm just saying the experience that Keisha is doing, family, like, is so dope. And one thing I want to stress is a lot of us, because Keisha said it earlier about hard, right? It's not hard, right? But a lot of us, we need to stop using that word hard. Hard. Because instead, one of the solutions we could use instead, the alternative is just a challenge. Like, you always gonna have challenges in your life. Just because something challenges you does not make it hard.
Mm-hmm. Because
You
it's
could
quite
get challenged
easy.
and rise to the goddamn occasion of that challenge and ace it and blow it through the roof, and it could be easy as hell. Just because
It's
you got
quite
challenged,
easy, but
but people are
you know,
so fearful. Hold on.
yep,
No, I don't want that energy. It's not easy. It
yep,
could be easy.
it is
It
easy.
could be easy, goddamn it. As long as
It's
you put
easy
your mind
once
to
you put your mind to it. It's easy. We are creators. We were just talking about the power of thought. We can create anything we want, but we try when we're creating something, we put a brick on top of it, and we put layers of crap on top of what we're creating. So we make it challenging. But if we remove all those brick layers, all those fences, all those everything that we place, we are physically doing it, not the system, not anyone, because we let the system do things to us. We
No,
let
but the
other
thing is,
people.
the thing about that word, challenging is okay though. That's the thing that I'm trying to stress. Challenging does not have a negative connotation. And we
No, it
always
does
put
not.
a
I agree.
negative, we are used to putting a negative connotation on the word challenge.
I
Challenge is
agree.
an opportunity, family. Challenge is an occasion for you to showcase your skills and surpass whatever is in front of you, whatever obstacle is there. That's what a challenge is, family. So even when someone says challenging, you can't think of that in a negative aspect and be like, oh, it's challenging. Oh,
Hmm.
because that means it's just uncomfortable and you just don't want to rise to the occasion and apply yourself.
Right.
So I encourage challenges. Challenges is what helps you to grow. Challenges are just an opportunity for you to showcase your skills and rise to the occasion, family. So stop saying things are hard, say things are challenging, and when you see those challenges coming towards you, be excited, family.
Hmm.
Jump to those goddamn challenges. That's what's gonna build you and build your character and build up your spirit and who you actually are. Those challenges, family. So
That's
I was just saying, shout out to you, Keisha, because that's a beautiful thing. And I remember like when I first went plant-based, like yo, it was just an amazing experience. Like my family's from the West Indies, Trinidad. Like I'm used to eating meat and all of that good stuff. And like for me to just do something that's foreign, like I challenge everybody. It don't have to be going vegan. It don't have to be going raw or whatever. But like I said, this our last episode of the year. It's a new year coming. You got a new moon happening tomorrow night. I challenge each and every one of y'all right now that's on here to find something that you think is challenging and plan out and attack that joint and feel the good feeling, the good sensation of how good it feels when you are successful at the end of that. Find one challenge yourself to that. I don't know what it's going to be. It could be overnight challenge. It could be a week, a month challenge. It could be a year challenge, whatever you want to do. But set up a challenge for yourself that's going to be productive, that's going to help you get to the next level where you want to be or help you to stop, to break a habit or whatever the case is, family. Just create a challenge for yourself, write it down, do whatever you got to do and set your goals and plan and take the necessary steps to overcoming that challenge and feel how good that's going to feel, family. You're going to get endorphins released in your body. You're going to get, higher. You're going to have lucid dreams like Keisha says she just from accomplishing these challenges, family. And like I said, I encourage everybody to change your connotation of the word challenge, family, and accept those challenges, family. It's like you at a duel and somebody want to challenge you, but what happened? You ain't scared. You're not fearful of a challenge because you've been preparing your swordsmanship all your life. You've been preparing every day of your life for this challenge. And now you get the opportunity. You're going to sit here and be like, oh, I'm afraid of a challenge because it's uncomfortable, because it's foreign. Nah, family, we got to stop thinking like that, man. So create that challenge for yourself, family. Next time we have our show, I want a homework assignment report. I want y'all to report back to us, whether we open our lines up or whatever the case is. Let us know what your challenge was, whatever you decided to do to better yourself, and let us know how you did it and what the results are. And it's okay if you don't even make the results and complete the challenge, as long as you don't give up and as long as you don't quit and as long as you set another challenge for yourself and say you're going to beat it. Because ultimately you're going to beat it. You just got to put your mind to it, like Marcia said. So That's where we at with the family. We
Like
always
you
gonna
said,
push it.
Ashay, I couldn't when I first decided to do this. Like I said, I've been watching things, and somebody that I know of popped up in my feed, and I was like, "She did what?" I was like, "Let me try it." And I sat down in my basement and had a conversation with myself and put a plan in motion. Now I challenged myself to 60 days, but the way that I feel it, I'm going beyond that because
That's
of what
right.
I've seen and what was told to me by my direct ancestors. So I see what's coming in the future, especially for 2023. And we encourage you all to please, please, please get on your game with your health. We've been talking about this all night. The mind is a powerful thing. The mind can take you to places you've never been. The mind can make you overcome challenges, as Brother Ashe said. Make you want to reinvigorate challenges. Some people, been trying to quit smoking for 40 years and you still can't put them cigarettes down because your mind is telling you that you can't do this. It's the same with a junkie. Your mind is telling you that you can't do this. So I sat in my basement and I literally purged on everything that I liked to eat. I'm serious. I did it for a week, purged it. And while I was eating these things, because I thought I may miss them once the challenge began, I couldn't even finish each meal because I got sick to my stomach.
Mm-hmm.
Because I was already ready in my mind. I said enough. And this was the weekend before Thanksgiving, but I knew we were going to meet together as a family. And then when we did, some of my cousins, they can tell you I ate nothing for Thanksgiving. I ate absolutely nothing. And so the next day, again, all I had was lemon and ginger tea. I ground that ginger down, that lemon, and I was just drinking that for 3 days. And then I said, I'm done. I am done. And I asked my direct mother, my mother, the one who gave birth to me, my father who put life in her, created me, to my mother, Patricia, and my father, Dennis, make it happen for me. And I had a conversation with my parents. My parents have long transitioned, but I had a conversation and they began to show me things, not just for myself, but for my family. So again, I'm the guinea pig for the family. I'll do that. I'll take that. I'll take that right now. But I guarantee you, our people like to be shown the truth. Don't tell them
Mm-hmm.
the truth. Show them the truth. They be like, yeah, well, show me. And I'm
Mm-hmm.
telling you, if this is something that I can do, they can do. And so, like, even my Aunt Marie, like showing her different, herbal remedies, and she teaching me things and telling me things, it's reciprocal. So again, family, my brother Ashe is challenging you all to do something great, for yourself, with yourself, to yourself, to be better for yourself and your community and your family. Take
That's
on
right.
something that you think that you cannot do. And I guarantee you, don't let that mind play with you. The mind, let me tell you something. The mind, that's why we in the condition we in now, because the mind is telling us that we can't beat the Urugu. The mind is telling us we can't physically beat them. We can't destroy them. It's the mind that's telling you. But if you break it, it becomes clear, it becomes easy. And I got my Winnie Mandela on. I am there. I
Mm-hmm.
got what she said. They need them South African neckties. I'm there. I'm there already.
Mm-hmm.
I'm there already. I just need my people to catch up with me. So I'm gonna keep doing what I'm doing. Um, we wish you success. Shout out to all the black businesses that are doing it, that are providing for our people, providing great services, those who are considering to go into business for themselves. Kudos to all of you. We will continue to share those businesses, things that we like or dislike. We're gonna tell you the truth right here on the bridge. We ain't gonna play no games over here. But we thank you. We thank you all who contribute to this program. financially or any other way. We truly, truly appreciate you for tuning in and check us out. My brother, we'll let Sister Marcia close out first. We lost Blacksmith. This internet stuff is crazy tonight. So, Sister Marcia, your final thoughts and words for our people for 2023.
Well, like my sister was saying, the power of thought. Infinite intelligence is ours. Let's tap into it. It's available to us. We must not be, we must take up Ashe's challenge to tap into our highest self. For 2023, I wish everyone an opening of your akoma for you to visualize who you can be, who you will be, and who you must be, not only for yourself, but for your nation. 15 generation down the line depends on you. 15 generations of you depend on the moves that you make tomorrow and every tomorrow after that. So again, I just want to give you all, with all of my Akoma, a strong 2023. 2022 was amazing for those who challenged themselves and made it easy, because each challenge with training becomes easy. So let's look forward to more easy prospects for 2023. Let's look forward to great organizing in 2023. Let's look forward to emboldening our sisters to become what we need. It is the balance that is missing that's making it stifling for our growth. We just need some balance and we are going to move forward. Let's balance it out. Brother Ashe, 2023, amazing. Yes?
Before brother Ashe close out, I just want to give a quick shout out to my cousin Keisha Bethel, who is in the chat. Now, like I said, everything I do is for a process to reconnect our family. Now, our great grandmothers were siblings. They were, well, mine was deceased long before I was even born. But we, their great granddaughters, reconnected in 2013, connecting branches of the family back together again. So shout out to my Philly family, cousin Keisha on a check-in, and my father's side, my cousin Russ, also in Philly, mother and father side. You see what I'm talking about? Didn't I tell you I had conversations with my mother and my father? And now
Ashe.
both sides are here um, to cover me, to cover me. Love you, cuz. And tell little cuz I see that basketball game. Keep it up. Brother Ashe, your final thoughts.
That's love. Shout out to the family all the time, man. Yo, I want to say 2022 was a challenge. It was a challenge. Every year is a challenge, family. It was a good year for me. I'm alive. You feel me? I'm healthy. I got opportunity. It's a good year. You know what I'm saying? We making it to the next year. How many people we lost this year?
Too many.
Still losing. The year ain't even over yet. You feel me? 2022 in numerology was a 6. 2023 is a 7. And 7, I just looked it up real quick in numerology. It says it's the year of the intellectuals, the deep thinkers, philosophers, and scholars. Those touched by it analyze from every angle before making a decision. This is the year of visionaries. The 7 number is a very powerful number, 2023. So I just want to leave y'all with this as well. I guess I got another challenge for y'all, but it's not really a challenge. But the second thing I want to say is because we're not going to be here in January, but January is really a holy time for Black people. You know, it's January 1st. So many revolutions, so many liberations were won. So many nations of people of African descent were freed on January 1st. Let's not forget that African Americans here were freed January 1st. You know, a lot of different countries earned their freedom and fought for their freedom. Even IAT, January 1st. You know, a lot of powerful dates. So when New Year's Eve comes, family, don't just pop a bottle and have your funny goggles with the year on it and just say, oh, Happy New Year. It's a new year. Remember, New Year's Eve, January 1st, is a very spiritual day for Black people, family. So do your history, refresh your memory, learn all of the different things about Africans throughout the world that
And
happened.
have some freedom soup.
No, not. Oh yeah, it is freedom soup. Yeah, she said freedom soup. That's how you call it, right?
Yes.
Yeah, right. Freedom soup. Have that freedom soup. And we had a great year. We had so many great guests this year, you know, on our show. Looking forward to having another show, having the powerful elders come on, as well as the powerful youth, and also having our community back on. I miss having the family come on and speak. You know, like we used to do, having the phone lines open. So we want to get back to that next year as well. But yeah, family, let's just make ourselves better. It's your brother Ashe SJ. Remember the challenge I gave y'all? The challenge is to find a challenge and find and plan a way to overcome that challenge, whatever that challenge would be. It could be something easy like I said, I'm gonna wake up an hour earlier. I'm gonna go to sleep an hour earlier, or I'm gonna eat more vegetables and fruits. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna read this book every day or something. Whatever you decide to do, you decide to stop cursing for a month. Whatever you want to do, whatever your challenge is, that's right for you. Figure out what it is and how it's gonna make you better, and then just apply yourself to a family. We gonna get it. We gonna get this money. We gonna get everything we want to get, and we gonna get this freedom at the same time. So it's your brother Ashe SJ signing out. Always remember, true courage is knowing how to suffer, and the battlefield is where you stand. Sister Keisha.
Again, since my brother Tad wasn't able to come on tonight, he sends his best to each and every one of you. Great success in 2023. Shout out to everybody in Black media. We are doing the damn thing. We run the yard. Facts. And if you watch Thorough Black Talk, we already show and prove when VPs from CNN said they watching what we doing. We run the yard. It's time we take control of it. I want to give a shout out to all real community activists out here that's doing the work, not these fake ones, not these activists and these silver rights activists, right? Somebody said, Farnessa said, come on, Ashe, cussing lowers the blood pressure. It lowers my blood pressure. Shout out to Empress Filet and New Day Liberation in their continued work in the fight for our people and MWM. Shout out to all the DJs on Twitch who allow me to stream through their platforms when we over there sometimes. Kudos to all of you. I want the best for my family, for those of you who are watching and those who aren't, who check the replay. And shout out to all of you. Shout out to Adrian Mama. It's been a minute since I've seen her. I think the last time I saw her was on Tompkins Ave. When you was over there. I think that was the last time I saw her. Shout out to her and your sister as well. Shout out to them. Shout out to Sister Marcia's family. Jaquan, I see you, boy. Brother Blacksmith and his family. Again, everybody. Stay up. Stay blessed. Stay black. Stay true. Get yours. We out, y'all. Good night.